All right, let's get right into it. So apparently, as many of us had already thought and kind of projected, OVO Nation and OVO as a staff, label, and a mother crew is full of idiots and morons because Baka Not Nice, the weird case Baka that we know from Not Like Us, decided he wanted to do an interview. Now, this interview was done after an interview was done between DJ Vlad and DJ Akademiks, two of our illustrious white belt level Ninja Award winners of the past. Did an interview where they kind of dry snitched and sly snitched on Drake a little bit to project maybe some cases coming his way, some lawsuits coming his way as they try to slowly slide away from Team OVO, but that is not going to work. I'll cover that after we talk about weird case Baka and the idiot that he seems to be, allegedly. Now, I love to see all of this because to me, what seems to be happening is the self-destruct button has been hit on Team OVO. And as P. Diddy put it so eloquently in his appearance on Drink Champs,
Daddy, I like when you scrambling and scraping. No, I like that.
Indeed, we do like to see Team OVO scrambling and scraping without the daddy part in it, of course. But shout out to Diddy and other weird case ninjas of the world. Anyway, so Baka, aka Mr. Travis Savory. First of all, Baka, take the sunglasses off and quit trying to look tough. Your name is Travis Savory. Savory is extremely pause-worthy as a name. I'm just saying, no Diddy. Now, there's a couple of instances in this interview Baka did recently where he said some things that it was troubling to me. And a lot of people have, they've covered this in different ways, but I'm gonna put my own spin on it, so to speak. Let's play these couple of clips and then I'm gonna respond to exactly what he said and why what he said not only hurts Drake, but paints him as a person that somebody should probably never put a microphone in front of his face again. Let's get into the comments. We're gonna break them down one by one.
Because where I come from, like, that shit doesn't happen. Like, you can't just call out a man and not have paperwork to back up your talks. Like, it's ludicrous. And then, like, to see like a whole nation behind it and celebrating it like it's a true story is unbelievable because,
All right, so first things first, Baka, Travis, Mr. Savory. No one needs paperwork when you went to prison, bro. You went to jail. And the details for the case that you and the crime that you were convicted of was all over the news. We don't need paperwork when you pled out. So Exhibit A, this was reported, I believe this is from Complex News, credible source. Okay, what was Baka Not Nice charged with? What is the weird case that Kendrick was talking about? Okay, Baka, this will qualify as paperwork. This is paperwork Poppy approved. Shout out to Drake. In 2014, Baka Not Nice was arrested for allegedly forcing a 22-year-old woman into prostitution. That's weird. The following year, per the Toronto Sun, another credible source, Baka, more paperwork, he pled guilty to assaulting the woman and failing to comply with conditions for unrelated firearms charges. The procuring for prostitution and human trafficking charges against him were dropped because the woman refused to testify. Now, last sentence, second paragraph, the woman allegedly worked as an escort and was reportedly in a relationship with him at the time of the incident. Baka Not Nice was sentenced to 6 months in prison following his guilty plea, but he avoided further time behind bars. He already spent 10 months in custody following his 2014 arrest. Now, Baka Not Nice, what is it exactly Kendrick accused you of? He said you had a weird case. He didn't say anything else about you. What is it that he accused you of that he needs paperwork for? Okay, in the lyrics to Not Like Us, and this is where the lawsuit falls short. When Kendrick says certified lover boy, certified pedophile, that's in the air. He doesn't apply that to anybody. You can loosely apply it to Drake because he had an album named Certified Lover Boy. But again, it's hyperbole, no matter how you want to slice it. But Baka, you are kind of self-snitching here because you're saying that someone accused you all of behavior and they need to find the paperwork. Now, the interesting thing about this case is that the young lady not only refused to testify, but she ended up moving away and the police couldn't find her. She didn't leave her address with anybody. So she got ghosted. Now, if you familiar with street type activity, that sounds like somebody either threatened her or paid her to run. So she could not testify. Again, weirdo behavior. Okay, in weirdo circumstances, period. So this moron should not be talking anymore, or unless Drake is a genius and he's sending all of these people out here to kind of get rid of themselves, kind of like he did Top 5, because Top 5, one of Drake's another OVO crony rappers, untalented, came out of jail and promptly, as quickly as he could, got himself put back into jail, giving Drake a bunch of nonsensical free publicity along the way. And as Drake said to Baka, as Baka said in the interview, Drake said, well, at least they're saying your name, right? Even though it's bad, it's attached to a weird case that you actually had, at least your name is in the media, which shows you how dumb everybody over there is. We just got to say it for what it is at this point. They're definitely proving that you can be diabolically stupid. And speaking of diabolically stupid, DJ Vlad and DJ Akademiks interview with each other. Let's get into it, where DJ Akademiks and Vlad put on a performance, a play, where they pretend to try to just be discussing Drake. Akademiks pretends to try to defend Drake, and then Vlad throws accusations towards Drake. Let's take a listen.
With all the shit and say not like us and everything, people talking about Drake, not one chick even erroneously filed a lawsuit, or like, I thought there was going to be a few of those to take advantage of the moment. And there's been not one person that's accused Drake of anything.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be surprised if some shit starts coming out. Well, from what I understand, when Drake first moved to like Hidden Hills, like they were wilding out in that house, and him and his homies were doing some shit that probably got covered up somehow. You know what I'm saying? And now maybe people got paid. And
maybe it was partying. No, not like.
I heard some stories, you know, but and I'm not going to mention it.
It was getting it in type shit.
I mean, some things could happen around that if certain people really started to make a lot of noise. But I think
maybe he's paying them off. Like,
I think Drake is just paying them off. And so, I mean, listen.
So here's why that doesn't make any sense. What Vlad said is because in The Heart Part 6, what did Drake say? I'm way too famous, right? For anything, either these accusations to be true, they would have been came out, right? So what does that mean? That means one of two things. Either Drake feels like he was protected or he never did anything, right? Now, I think the former is more than likely true. So with Vlad saying this, what does that mean? The protection has probably been lifted. So if Drake does not drop this lawsuit, the allegations will fly. And there will be a bunch of stories coming up from the past, including, more than likely, the third verse in Meet the Gram and all the evidence that supports that third verse that there is out there, you know, in the ethers and in the streets, so to speak, the rumor mill, right? So with all this piling up against Drake, first of all, he needs to tell his team to shut up. All right, don't let Baka or the party, none of them talk anymore. No more interviews for them. But the way he avoids a complete self-destruction, a la Diddy, is to fall all the way back. Fall back, drop the lawsuit, make some records, and become the modern day Will Smith. And I'm not talking about like Will Smith at his peak. I'm talking about Will Smith right now, trying to make records. That's pretty much what Drake is gonna be. Now, he has better ghostwriters, so the records will be better, but you'll be an artist who's very famous, who doesn't have the best reputation. And that's where you're just gonna be from now on. And to quote one of my favorite Drake songs of all time, oh, you got to love it.